Hi, thanks for joining me on my channel. This is Rhonda with Eyes at Sea with Rhonda. So today I just kind of wanted to speak about, and I only talk about stuff I know. So because I've lived it and I've lived a life. I'm older. So this is just one of those like FYIs that might help you along your way, especially if you've been um, kind of through a lot of unsuccessful relationships. They just kind of loop in a cycle and you're just kind of like, how I was, just kind of wanting a little insight, maybe trying to get some understanding why are these things just not panning out? What's going on? So the first thing is healing. It's tough, but you got to heal first to stop the disaster relationship cycle, honestly. Because I'll put it like this. When you go in your airplane and you're flying to destination, the flight attendant gets on um, the little microphone, and she's explaining the directions and instructions on how to make sure that you have your life jacket securely set and your oxygen securely fastened. And then once you have yourself together, then you can go assist your children or the person next to you. So, why would she instruct you to make sure you take care of yourself first before going over and attempting to help others? Because if you don't make sure you're taken care of while you're over here looking to somebody else first, you could be drowning yourself. You wouldn't be any good if you're not equipped and you're together yourself. So that's kind of the whole theme of healing yourself first before jumping back out and seeking a relationship or seeking a partner, and looking for these things in a partner when we are lacking a lot in ourselves because we just haven't went through the steps. And sometimes we intentionally avoid the steps because we don't want to heal or face that because it's painful, to face past traumas and look at some of the things that have happened that through our lives that have kind of shaped and molded us into some of the patterns and behaviors that we have as adults. So it's a lot to juggle, and some people never want to do it. That's why you'll see some people, they are they always want a project. You always see them, and I was one of them. I couldn't be alone. I needed a project. I needed to fix somebody. I needed to help somebody because I did not want to think about my own situation. I wanted to avoid. I was in avoiding. I did not want to deal with it. So rather than deal with my past or any problems, I avoided them completely, ignored them, and I pushed everything onto a project. I was the project builder person. So I needed somebody that I could fix or build up to preoccupy me from not having to deal with my actual life situation and all of my baggage and trauma of the past. So that I wanted to stay away, and I needed a project. I needed somebody to keep my mind off of it so I could avoid dealing with my issues. So, project guys, these guys come along and they're very easy to find. These guys always need a leg up. They always need a help. Some things always happen to them, unfortunate. It's usually somebody else's fault. Something happened to them outside of their control is what they'll tell you, and the world has just come crashing down on them at all times, and nothing's ever fair. It's not right. Nobody understands. They can't get a leg up. That guy. Um, Sometimes he's, living in between places. Sometimes he has his own spot. He will always be okay with you taking care of him, footing the bill. Um, yeah, he doesn't have a problem with you assisting him in any way, shape, or form. He may not start off that way. He might start off as the charmer and the love bomber because he gives you all the things, tells you how gorgeous you are, constantly giving you the messages, oh, you're beautiful, how's your day, all these things. And you never quite know exactly what's going on with him and exactly how many issues and projects he's dealing with himself, because he starts off really good, pretty charming, and then you realize, okay, he's got some things going on, but you know what? If I just invest my time, if I just spend time on him, build him up, this person will just become, and that'll just make everything great. It will just, I'll just ignore everything else and I'll just focus on trying to build this guy up to let him know that he's worthy and things are going to be okay. He just has to believe, and I just want to encourage this man. Well, put it like this. Sometimes all the encouragement in the world, if you're just not happy, they're not going to become magically happy just because you're with them. They're trying to deal with things inside of themselves as well. And sometimes it's always, no matter what you do, you may not be able to fix them or build them up in the way that they would like or the way that they think is fair for them. So the project guys never really worked because they again were probably somewhat avoiding dealing with their issues as well, and they just kind of wanted to kind of slide through. They were okay with just sliding through and just taking what they could get, and keeping it moving. They really didn't have a lot of super big aspirations. They weren't really trying to do a lot. They were just satisfied with just, hey, I can just be here and just maintain, and this job, it's not my fault that they let me go. It's not my fault I can't get this. There was always something. So these guys didn't really match my ambition level, so it never really worked there because I'm kind of driven. I like to have goals set and goals met, and it's being with a guy that just constantly needed work, was not, it was okay for a moment, but it didn't sustain anything. It didn't last. So they were fun at first, like I said, then it fizzled. It was always fun. Then you realize who they are. Then you realize they're not really going to move anywhere. They don't really want much. And then it kind of fizzled out. So that was kind of a cycle thing. I had these projects I would try to fix up. Then I'd realize they didn't really want to be fixed. They just wanted to coast. And that was just not something I cared to pursue any longer as I got older. Um, Again, I went through a phase where I just couldn't be alone because I didn't want to deal with my issues. So yeah, I had plenty of projects. They were fun for the short period of time. They said the things and did the things that made you feel great. And then the reality set in and they became who they were. Some of them just wanted to play Madden as a career and thought that was going to take off for them and just never wanted to work. And if that's your dream, dude, do you. But I have to pay bills and live and work in society. So I don't know if we're going to be a match. So yeah, so that was that was just an example. But yeah, and also when you do the work, when you do realize, maybe I need to take some time alone because I'm not really meeting anybody that really likes what I like. They really have the same kind of character that wants to build. Um, Even just as I have a further walk with God, I started separating myself from the dating scene and just being away because everything with dating was just everything had to be so instant. It had to be so quick. It had to be, if you're not giving it up, if you're not doing this and all this stuff, oh, you're divorced, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And it was just so, everything had to be instant. Nobody really wanted anything with any depth, and nobody really wanted to know anything. They just wanted to just exchange bodily fluids and keep it moving. And that's just not really appealing. It's kind of sad, honestly, to be middle aged and still think that that's how the world is supposed to work, that's how interactions are supposed to go. So I now kind of backed out as I grew closer with God and took some time to kind of focus on myself, to kind of heal, to realize that that's not what I wanted. So I didn't have to seek that. I didn't have to, don't be part of the game if you don't want to be bothered with what is on the table. So I knew that that wasn't anything that I really desired or wanted in the table. So I just kind of backed away for a bit, took some time with God, really had to look at myself like, do you care more about what God thinks, how you see yourself, or do you really, are you banking on validation of others and how they feel about you? And when I started realizing that I care more about pleasing God and care more about myself at this point than feeling the need to be what some men or whoever thinks I should be. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. And that helped me realize that I could develop standards. And standards are a good thing. And I could stick to those. And standards will upset the people that are in the project stage or in the, I call them like the sub level. They're just there. They really don't want much. They're very just surface. They're very physical, put like that. They're very in the physical, like the world. They want instant. They think, oh, everybody's doing it. Everybody has to do it. This is how it's supposed to be. Those people are going to have a big issue when you decide that I don't have to do that and I'm not going to do that. And it's going to be a little bit more in depth for me because I'm not going to be bothered with something that trivial anymore. So those people get really angry because they've been used to just having no standards and the bar being so low. They could just walk right up and go, okay. I mean, you can watch anything. You watch music videos, anything. The girls are half naked. They're standing around. They're just about chasing a bag, which is literally just, they're just selling it. So it's like, if these guys think that it's easy as that, then that's where the bar's been. Oh, okay for them. There's plenty out there. Go for that. But when you decide, I'm not, that's not me. I don't want that life. I'm going to do something different. Don't really need that. Of course, it'll upset them because they're not getting what they want, but they're not for you. So you don't have to worry about that. And you don't have to internalize anything they say or you'll be an old lady with cats. Nobody's going to want you if you just don't want to be what a man needs. Okay, if that's your take on it, okay. You want to use the threats are hilarious because it's like, okay, I'm choosing to be alone, and alone sounds pretty good rather than be bullied into feeling like I need to just give it up because a man wants to say hi to me or give me some attention. I'm okay. I'm good over here. I'm comfortable. Yeah. No, no thanks. It's okay. So yeah. You can have standards. You can definitely raise the bar. And being clear headed, taking time away and alone with God to heal and realize your worth is something I would truly recommend for everyone to do. It helps you be clear minded, it helps you reset yourself. It helps you understand this is what you truly want. You start to know it, and then you start to realize what you deserve and that you're worthy of love. And once you do that, and you're healed, it's so much easier to realize you can kind of see through all the chaotic mess, and it's easier when somebody of quality and that has depth steps into your life. You can recognize it instead of just being dismissive because you're scared of everybody because everybody seems, you know, crazy or just on their own thing. You can see people now for who they are by spending time, by gaining an understanding of them, gaining a friendship of them, getting to know them, spending time getting to know them. That's important because the more time you get to know that person, you can decide this person is a pretty good character. They've not only told me these things, they've actually backed them up and showed me that they're about these things. They not only told me they want to take me out, they're showing up every single time. They're calling to check on me. And when they say they're going to, they just pop, they just care. So when you start seeing it's the fruits, it's when you start seeing the intentions, you can start being in that realm of you're intentionally dating, which is great. You want to intentionally date somebody who is a potential long-term partner, a mate for you, marriage material, you rather than just, oh, I'm just going to see what's out there. Oh, I don't want to put a label on it. Oh, let's do this. Oh, we're in a situation show, whatever those ridiculous names of things that people do and say that they're okay with now. No. Yeah, you just yeah. Again, I'm older, so I'm coming from a different place. I know that younger people are into all kinds of stuff, but yeah, it never pleased me, it never made me happy. It was never filling to just situationship. We don't know where we stand. We're just all talking to everybody. It's just a cesspool of what's going on. I'd rather not. It's nice to intentionally know this person is talking with you, you're talking with them, you have a connection. It's somebody you can depend on, somebody that's there for you. You can generally care about each other, want the best for each other. It's wonderful too if you pray together and they love God as well, and you can read the Bible together and study together and grow together. That's important. And have fun together, of course. You can definitely have fun. Oh, I love humor. I joke all the time. It's great to meet, somebody who has that like sense of humor. We can make a light of a lot of situations. It's a lot of fun, and we can communicate what our thoughts are, our wants, our likes, our dislikes, and you can still have those real conversations about what you want in a relationship, what you are willing to do, what you're waiting to do, and like adults, move on from there and make a decision. So I highly recommend that you take the time to heal. um, Spend some time with God, spend some time alone. It's honestly a gift. It's a blessing because you get to uncover things and dig apart things in yourself to kind of sit down and question and realize this is what I keep doing. These are the results. What should I do differently and how can I change so I don't keep responding in this situation? Because I want something healthy, I want something meaningful, I want something different. So, what can I work on in myself to get that? And that takes some time to kind of self evaluate, spend time alone with God, have some revelation and some forgiveness a lot of times because when we need to heal, we need to forgive and dig through some things in our past and get ourselves restored. And once we're healed and we're in a good place, I'm telling you, our vision's going to be so much clearer so we can avoid a lot of unnecessary relationship cycles of disaster. So that's just my thoughts on the matter. Um, just heal first so you can stop all these circles and we can get to the actual what you're actually looking for, which is something long term, which is something that means something. Because people they we innately are built for love. We want love. We want a connection. We want a real connection with another person. We are humans. We like interaction somewhat, and it's good to have something meaningful. And we all search for that. Even when we say we don't, we do. But so I hope that helps a little bit. That was just my little FYI. If you guys have any comments and likes, comments, definitely let me know below. We can discuss. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Until next time, have a great one. Goodbye.